Welcome to another early morning Sunday show.
Good morning and welcome. It's the early morning show. It's the last show of the 2025 season. This is it. Yeah. So it's the end, folks. It is the end. Until next year. So cheers. I'd love to tell you about my Christmas in Nebraska, except I'm recording this ahead of time before we leave because I want to make sure it gets done because we're not coming back till it's probably Saturday night. So, but I will say this. I know we had a great time. I know we had a lot of fun. We went out, we saw zoo lights. Oh my goodness. It was phenomenal. So that's what I'm going to tell you. And I'm sure hope that was true. And my car didn't break down. We didn't lose a kid, getting eaten by lions or something. So we'll see. But otherwise, the weather has just been, again, perfect, wonderful, beautiful. It's so, I was out in shorts and t-shirt again hiking. It was just, we're going to pay for it. We're all going to pay. Someday, some way, we're going to pay. But no doubt, I hope each and every one of you had a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and every way you celebrate. I hope it was great. And you got what you wanted. If you didn't get what you wanted, you can return what you wanted, because isn't that the key? Hey, at least I can return it. Myself, I tend to buy records beforehand, so I have that because nobody's going to try to buy me records. I did get some books this year because as I was in the bookstore with my wife, and she goes, well, I can't find the book that someone said you might want, and I says, oh, so I don't know what to get you. So I go, I like this one. Here you go. Oh, I like this one. Here you go. And yeah, we took care of that. And there's a few other things that were shop, but I'm not sure what. I says, I would like this. Here you go. So should we say the surprise wasn't quite there on Christmas Day, but that's okay. I got what I wanted. So, all right. Win-win, right? Okay. So for me, Christmas, though, it's about the grandkids. It's about my kids, but now they're getting old. I mean, my oldest son, Paul, he's 40 now. So, but it's about watching the grandkids. There's nothing better. That's what Christmas is. Christmas is the grandkids. So, you wouldn't have to give me anything at all. I just want to be with them. But we got some music today. We have, I got some garage rock. Oh, surpriser, Roni. Well, that's kind of garage rocky. We got some funk. That's garage rock. Oh, electronic. Blues. All right, it's going to be neat. So let us begin with the Corettes. And this is a Japanese pressing of this. And this came out in 2023. Corettes. Boom Dynamite, an introduction to the fabulous Corettes. There they are. It's a duo. And Favia Corette is, I believe one's from Denmark, and then the other is from Brazil. And now I can't remember which is it. Maybe Martin Corrie is from, I think, Denmark, and Flavia Corrie is from Brazil. Because Flavia sounds more of a kind of what I would say is a Brazilian name than Martin, right? The vinyl is, there we go, and there is an insert. Here we go, the Marvelous Corettes, and in Japanese on the back. Yeah, it's a duo. Flavia is on guitar and vocals, and Martin is on the drums. They've been around since they formed in 2014, and uh, this is raw blues infused garage rock, but it creates just an impressive amount of noise. What they do, it is really amazing. It's kind of vintage pop melodies with girl group romance type sounds from the 60s and a Phil Spector wall of sound. Yes, two people wall of sound. Yeah, folks, there is. It comes out that that loud. Uh, this album, Boom Dynamite, came out 2013, and it's like a sampler. There's 14 songs on it, songs from the first three albums, plus some rare stuff and some singles. The reason why this came out is they were touring the US for the very first time in 2023, and they wanted to throw out an album to the US market to introduce their music to the United States. Now, I already had their albums before that. I've been following this group for a number of years. I'm not a completist on them, but I do have a nice amount of their records because I really love the sound that they make. It is so good. Flavia, at times, sounds like Ronnie Spector. Her voice just hits that. Other times she sounds like a banshee, okay, because she can growl and she can scream. This is just garage rock with punchy guitars and pounding drums. That's what you're going to get out of this. They even made like fake ring wear on this, kind of cool, like an older album. I mean, wonderful stuff. I am a big fan of the Corettes. You can see their videos out there on YouTube, and just yeah, a very fun group. Wonderful to have this. The Corettes, Boom Dynamite, an introduction to the fabulous Corettes. And we move on, kind of a garage rock. I don't know. This was one of those Rhino reissues that I was very happy to see. The Von Bondies. And bought this CD when it came out, and I really liked it a lot. I just thought, yeah, that is good stuff on there. We have an insert again because this has nothing to do with Record Store Day, I guess. So here we go. Two gentlemen. Actually, it's the insert. They gave you their, what you put your album in, but they then also gave you a decent sleeve. So well done, Rhino, on there for this. Von Bondies. This album did really well, and I mean, they're out of Detroit, formed in '97, broke up in 2011, and during that time they put out 3 LPs. It kind of all started in '97. Jason Stoudemire, he was a bartender at a bowling alley. And Marcy Bolan, she was a hairstylist. They went to a concert. And the concert was the Cramps and Guitar Wolf out of Japan. That would have been incredible. Guitar Wolf is just knocks your socks off. They're good. I wish I could get more of their stuff, but it's mostly CDs, and it's not cheap. But Cramps, obviously, that's the group, kind of a completist on their original albums. So they went there, and after that, decided to go to a pawn shop and get a guitar, and they decided to form a band, which is what they did. And they decided to call their band Baby Killers. Maybe not the best choice or whatever. Well, it did turn to the Von Bondies. Now, out of Detroit, they became friends with Jack White. This was 97, 98. And they toured with the Detroit Cobras, and they toured with the White Stripes. So they were getting their name out there. In fact, their very first album was produced by Jack White. And that was in 2000. Well, this is their second album. This came out in 2002, and we have Pawn Shop Heart. Jerry Harrison produced this one from the Talking Heads, so that was neat to see. Now, so they're going to they go to the party, the party where they're releasing their release party. That's the word I'm trying to say. The release party for this album, and Jack White's there. Jack White and Jason Stolstemeyer, they get into a fight. They're not friends anymore. I think maybe because Jack White didn't produce this thing or whatever. And that could be it. I'm not sure. But Jack White beats the piss out of the guy. I mean, he gets arrested and thrown in jail for aggravated assault. Jason's face is just nothing that a mommy would like anymore. I mean, he just got beat up. Jack White himself, he had to go court-ordered anger management classes. I remember when that happened. That was a big thing. Wow, okay. That guy's pretty mad, I guess. So, but this album, it's fiery, it's energetic, it's filled with catchy hooks. It has the big hit "Come On," which I'll put on because if you're not from Van Bondies, who are they? You may recognize them when you hear that hit. It has just this raw, punchy sound, kind of, and "Come On" is like a garage rock hit. It's something like that you would hear from the Hives, that kind of feel to it. I think the music on here, it's more of a mix of, there's kind of a glam, but also garage rock. So you get the GGs, glam and garage, or garage and glam. I think that sounds better. But there's just a lot of walloping rock riffage. Walloping rock riffage. Walloping rock. Say that 3 times in a row real fast. Okay, come on, let's do rollicking rock riffage on here. Good album. I was really happy to see this thing come back out. This was a CD I really, really liked. Had been in LP form, so awesome stuff. Thank you, Rhino, for that. Those are the kind of things I like, stuff that's never been put out there before. Then we have a wonderful group titled Lettuce, out of Boston, formed in 92. Funky jazz, for the most part instrumental music, and they have had 8 LPs. Here we got a lot of writing. Here we got another picture of Earth, and the color of the vinyl is almost glow in the dark. I haven't tried to see if it really is glow in the dark, and there is no insert. So jazz. This is a bunch of teenagers. They met at the Berklee College of Music, and they just formed up a band. And they would go out to the Boston jazz clubs, and they would go in, and they would just be saying, "Let us play, let us play, let us play." Ha 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 ha! Oh, those kids nowadays, how they come up with lettuce. I really like that. Let us play. So this is their debut album, Out of Here. It came out in 2002. This is hard-hitting, raw jazz funk. This Jim Gleason got this into his shop, and I've heard about this group. I knew nothing about it. This is Jim. What is it? He kind of tells me, he says, "I'll just send it to me," and he did. And I go, "Wow, this is." This is just fantastic. It is, their influences are James Brown and Herbie Hancock. Those are two of their main influences. And it is just highly danceable funk music happening on here. It is so fun. Standout track was Nyack, I believe. It's just get down, get funky type crap going on that. Out of Here, I mean, the song Out of Here itself, it just overflows with energy. And, to start the album off, it captures you in. It has a very 70s funky groove to it. I said mostly all instrumental. Super Fried does have some vocals from Tony Smith, who has a Chaka Khan type voice. This is what you call a party album, folks. Very much so. It is just like, wow, this is great. And they just put out a new album, or they are going to be, and I've already pre-ordered it. Now, I don't have all this stuff in between, but I think I'm going to be having another one coming. Let us play. Hi, 80s garage rock. The Brood. Do they not look like they're brooding about something? The Brood is out of Maine. Name another band out of Maine. God, I know there is. There has to be other bands out of Maine. But for the life of me, I'm not sure. But that's like trying to name bands out of Nebraska, though I'm be better at it. So they formed in '83, broke up I believe in the 2000 or 2000, something like that. Chris Horn. This is an all-female group. Yes, those are all ladies there. This is an all-female group. And Chris Horn is the leader, and she went to a vintage guitar shop and to a pawn shop. She went to a pawn shop and bought a guitar and just began playing with it and thought, God, this is kind of cool. So she decides, why don't I start a band? And I'm going to call it The Brood. Why The Brood? She just liked the sound of it. That sounds cool. So we became The Brood. So she went out and she enlisted her friends to join. So we don't have a lot of, musical talent happening here. It's just like, would you like to be in a band? Would you like? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fun, fun, fun. And so these 4 friends got together and they formed The Brood. And they have a really good sound. They did really well. They put out 4 LPs. And Chris, she's lead guitar and does the vocals, and she just has a snarl and a menace to her voice. You swear to God she's a man on a lot of these. I mean, she just has that garage rock snarl that you're always looking for. And one of the songs was, what was it? I'm always trying to remember some of these. Oh, man, now I'm not seeing it. Okay. Okay. Forget it. The name of the album is In Spite of It All. This came out in 1988, and it is their debut album. And those must be vintage sweaters. So this is just raw 60s inspired girl group punk. That's the sound you're getting. There's lots of organ on here, and it is highly energetic. The songs themselves are basically depressing. I, there's not a lot of happiness in this thing with it as far as lyrically, and there is a lot of heartbreak happening within this album. But it is filled with distorted guitars, organ, and snarling vocals. And we have Crystal, Betsy, Chris, and Ellison on singing on this thing. And it says, my face felt hot. It stung like I had been slapped. My insides hit the ground like an elevator with a broken cable. So all the whispers, all the rumors were all true. He was the one I cared for and trusted, the only one who could take away all the cruelty the world could dish out. Now here he was, dishing out a little of his own. Now it's all black inside, and I've never been alone, so alone in my life. Yeah. That's what you're getting, man. But these guys, they're on fire. Really good stuff. The Brood, if you like garage rock in spite of it all. Super stuff. Moving to electronic music, we have Orchestrator Maneuvers in the Dark, second album here, and it is Organization. So, UK group, formed in 78, broke up in 96, and then they reformed in 06 to get going again. No inserts or anything. Din disc. This is a very thin type vinyl. So Andy McCluskey and Paul Humphreys, they were childhood friends. They were primary school buddies, and they just as they got older, they hung out. Decided let's make music. Let's do some music, and they'd been listening to a lot of craft work, and they liked the sound of that. And they have put out 14 LPs, so they're quite prolific. But craft work is what got them going. As far as the name, Orchestrator Maneuvers in the Dark, they're just grabbing some names. They wanted to make sure it did not sound like a punk band, because this was 78 when they're forming. Do not want to be a punk band. And because these two, really, they're pioneers of electronic music. One of the first synth duels like that. So, they've had an important place. You think of the 80s. If you don't like the 80s synth sounds, blame Orchestrator Maneuvers in the Dark. They're one of the culprits for it. I don't mind it. When they began going, they toured a lot with Joy Division, and they toured a lot with Gary Newman. Organization, this album's their second one, came out in 1980. There's a lot. It's very atmospheric. A lot of synth pop, obviously, but it's also experimental, and there's just textures and industrial sounds to this. So it is different than a lot of their smoother stuff that came later. It had the hit on here Enola Gay, which is an anti-war song. It's one of the happiest anti-war songs you're ever going to hear, but it was about dropping the Hiroshima bomb and about nuclear war. There's another one, VCL 11, which was the name of their very first group. And it's all in Roman numerals on there, so I found that kind of interesting. This is an artier album than their later albums, like I said, though. Not everything worked to me. There's a song like Motion and Heart that I just found was extremely boring. Didn't like it at all. But there's another one, Statues. This came out in 1980. Statues looks at the death, and it's very goth-inspired, of the death of Ian Curtis from Joy Division. So that is in there. Great stuff. Organization, Orchestrator Maneuvers in the Dark.
It's gone so far and now it seems it's only me. Yeah.
Real quick, I forgot to show this. I had some VCLT come in, and this is Muddy Waters, cool postcard. This is from my friend Mark out of Rochester, Mad for Vinyl, the king of the 45s. And he sent me this CD he got. It was the Cramps, and it's Eyeball in My Martini. That is great. Yeah, I did not have this. It has 3 songs on here. Eyeball in My Martini, I Want to Get in Your Pants, Wilder, Wilder, Faster, Faster. So wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, hey, it's Cramps. Gotta love it. I don't have this. I'm not sure if it's even in vinyl. That was great. And when I was out, I was buying Christmas news, but I did buy this one again. This is of Israel. Israel Kama Kawayiwo. Ole. There it is. I used to have this CD. This is a gigantic guy, and he has the most beautiful voice in the world. It is high. It is one. It is. It's heavenly. Heavenly would be a good one. On this, he does have the song "Somewhere Over the Rainbow." What a wonderful world, and he does it better than anybody. It's angelic how he does this, out of Hawaii, but. Gosh darn. And that's been used in a number of movies. His version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow, What a Wonderful World, very popular. So really, I've never seen it in vinyl, but I saw the CD. Yeah, $3. Okie dokies. Be cheaper to buy CDs. All right, final album. This was VCLT from Will down in Colorado Springs. And when I bought an album from him, that Lightning Hopkins, this is one of the ones he sent me out of Bluesway. John Lee Hooker, Kabuki Wookie. So this came out in 1973, and it's a live album from San Francisco. Now, when John Lee Hooker came out to play, the club was pretty empty. And it was 2 in the morning. Lightning Hopkins had already just played, and now out comes John Lee Hooker at around 2 a.m., and they record this. This has the cool, it just has this hypnotic boogie, especially the very first song, Your Love, just a little bit. You have that boogie going on. That's pure John Lee Hooker. It's wonderful stuff. Look at the Rain was really good. It's kind of the slow, simmering blues that's happening. Very interesting stuff. Really nice. There is some great extended jams on this album. And you just have this late night feel, which it was, late night feel of being in just a little jazz club, very smoke filled. Yeah, wonderful. This one doesn't get talked about a lot. Some critics said, it's not that good of a live album. I liked it a lot. I thought it was very, very good. So Kabuki Wookie in San Francisco. Rumor has it Mazzy was there. I don't know. There we have it.
That's what I'm sitting here thinking, boy. Looking out through my window blind. Yes, sir. Come on, babe. Give me some. A little bit for your love. Hey, 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 hey.
That's what we got for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate you as always for dropping by and hanging out with me. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. And next year, we're just going to change it all up. Probably not. Big announcement on the podcast today. 2 guys talking about records. So if you want, tune in. Huge announcement for our what we do there for our podcast. Everyone have a great day. Bye.